Today, let us discuss about the circular flow of income and expenditure. Now, I am going to explain to you uh, about this because income and expenditure, these two are the terms which often uh, comes in any subject or any topic of economics, and we must know what is income and expenditure. Actually, this circular flow of income and expenditure refers to the process where the national income and expenditure of an economy flow in a circular manner continuously through time. Circular manner means what? Circular manner means Sokriya goti. Sokriya goti. That means in a circle. Okay. Now, the components of national income and expenditure. Now, income, whatever income you have, or whatever income a person has, or whatever income an economy has, that income is equal to the expenditure. No? That whatever income it is equal to expenditure, and these there are some components such as savings, investment, taxation, government expenditure, exports, imports, etc. Now this will be clear from the diagram which I have given to you, and in this manner we will know that national income equals national expenditure. Now you see the diagram 5.1 as I have given you. We take a simple economy, a hypothetical economy, a simple economy. It doesn't exist, you remember, but it's a simple economy for you to understand, where there are only two sectors, that is the household sector and the business sector. Okay, the household sector means the domestic sector, and the second is the business sector. The household sector owns all the factors of production, that is land, labor and capital. This sector, how does this sector get income? No, this sector gets income by selling the services of these factors to the business sector. Now the household sector has what? Land, labor and capital, and this land, labor, capital is sold to the consumers, that is to the business sector. Okay, is sold to the business sector. Now then the household sector buys the output of products of the business sector. The business sector purchases this from the household sector, and then it produces finished commodities, and then what happens? And this the household sector buys. Now you see in the figure 5.1, on one side there is the business sector, and on the other side there is the household sector. Now you see by the arrows, from the business sector in the upper portion, you see how from the household sector the arrow comes consumption expenditure, and then it comes to the business sector. Okay, then again from the business sector income payments flow to the household sector. In the product market, the household sector purchases goods and services from the business sector, while in the factor market, the household sector receives income from the business sector for providing services. Thus, the household sector purchases all goods and services provided by the business sector and makes payments to the business sector in exchange of this. Okay? Again, I am telling you, the business sector makes payments to the household sector for the services rendered by the household sector to the business sector. That is, for labor, the business sector pays wages. The business sector gives profit for capital, etc. Okay, wages, profits, etc. are given to the household sector. Now the household sector gets these payments and they again go around in a circular manner from the business sector to the household sector and from the household sector to the business sector, as shown by the arrows in the outer portion of the figure. Okay, you see the figure and you listen very attentively, then you'll understand. Okay. There are also flows of goods and services in the opposite direction to the money payment flows. Goods flow from the business sector to the household sector in the product market, and services flow from the household sector to the business sector in the factor market, as shown in the inner portion. So in the diagram there is an outer portion, the arrows outer portion, and then there is the inner portion. Thus, these two flows give GNP equal to GNI, or gross national product is equal to gross national income. Okay? Now we come to the circular flow with savings and investment added. So without an economy cannot survive without savings and investment. These are very important. How can there be a household where there is no savings? And how can there be any business organization without any savings? So the actual economy is not as explained in a very simplified version of a two-sector economy. In any economy, there are inflows and leakages in the expenditure and income flows. Such leakages are savings and inflows and injections are investment, which equal each other. So, leakages in the economy are what? Savings, and inflows or injections into the economy are investment. So তোমালোকে ইনজেকশ্যন নিশ্চয় বুজি পোৱা হয়নে নহয়? ইনজেকশ্যনটো কি? ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট, আৰু লিকেজেছ, টেপ পাইপ কেতিয়াবা লিক হয়, সেই লিকেজেছটো কি? লিকেজেছ আৰ ছেভিংছ. Now you see the figure 5.2. Now in the figure 5.2 shows the circular flow of income and expenditure by the inclusion of savings and investment. Now expenditure has now two alternative paths from household and product markets. Listen carefully. Expenditure directly, that is via consumption expenditure, and indirectly, that is via investment expenditure. Now you see the figure 5.2. There is a capital or credit market in between savings and investment flows from households to business firms. The capital market refers to a number of financial institutions such as commercial banks, saving banks, loan institutions, stock and bond markets, etc. Okay? Capital market. Now because you are students of economics, you'll often hear these terms: capital market, share market, etc. So what are capital market? Capital market is financial institutions. And what are financial institutions? banks, saving banks, commercial banks, loan institutions, বহুতো তেনেকুৱা লোন দিয়া আজিকালি কিছুমান organization আছে, they give loans, no? Then the stock and bond markets, etc. The capital market coordinates the savings and investment activities of the households and business firms. The households supply savings to the capital market and the firms obtain investments from the capital market. You listen this, that the households supply savings to the capital market and the firms means the business firms, obtain investment from the capital market. Okay, now we were discussing about the circular flow of a two-sector model. Now to this we add the government sector. Actually, how can there be a two-sector? There must be a government sector so as to make it a three-sector model of circular flow of income. In this government sector, we add taxation and government purchases. Taxation is a leakage from the circular flow and government purchases are again injections to the circular flow. So again taxes, tax. Now we are always paying taxes, no? The common people, we are always paying taxes. Taxes are leakages from the circular flow of income and expenditure, and government purchases are injections into the circular flow. Now, firstly, take the circular flow between the household sector and the government sector. Taxes in the form of personal income tax and commodity tax paid by the household sector are outflows or leakages from the circular flow. So, we are always paying income tax, no? And we have to pay the tax in the month of February, March. And we are always paying commodity taxes. These commodity taxes are outflows or leakages. But the government purchases the services of the households, makes transfer payments in the form of old age pensions, unemployment benefits, sickness benefits, etc. and also spends on them to provide certain social services like education, health, housing, water, parks, other facilities, and all such expenditures by the government are injections to the circular flow. So the government purchases, okay, the government purchases the services of the households. It makes transfer payments. Now what are transfer payments? Payments that are paid for past services. Okay, see the old people, they receive old age pension. তোমালোকে নিশ্চয় শুনিছা বৃদ্ধ পেঞ্চন, okay, নিবনুৱা ভাত্তা, unemployment relief, sickness. At the time of corona, people are giving much, government is giving aid to the sick people, নহয় জানো, benefits, etc. And the government gives all this, and the government also gives other benefits like education, health, housing, এইবোৰ দি আছে, হয়নে নহয়? শিক্ষাৰ সুবিধা দিছে, স্বাস্থ্য সুবিধা দিছে, গৃহ সুবিধা দিছে, পানীৰ সুবিধা দিছে, এইবোৰ দি আছে. So all these expenditures by the government are injections to the circular flow. Next, we take the circular flow between the business sector and the government sector. All types of taxes paid by the business sector to the government are leakages from the circular flow. On the other hand, the government purchases all its requirements of goods of all types from the business sector, gives subsidies and makes transfer payments to firms in order to encourage their production. These government expenditures are injections to the circular flow. Now we take the household, business and government sectors together to show their inflow and outflows in the circular flow. Again, I am telling you, taxation is a leakage from the circular flow. it tends to reduce consumption and saving of the household sector. Actually, taxation is made by the government and it reduces consumption. No, it reduces savings. মানে আমি বেছিকে সেভ কৰিব নোৱাৰো, আকৌ আমি বেছিকে মানে ব্যয় কৰিব নোৱাৰো, কিয়? কাৰণ আমি we have to pay taxes. So, reduced consumption reduces the sales and income of the firms. On the other hand, taxes on business firms tends to reduce their investment and production. ঠিক ব্যক্তিসকলক যেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে টেক্সেশ্যন দিয়ে, ঠিক তেনেকৈ বিজনেছ ফাৰ্মবোৰক যিবোৰ কোম্পানী আছে তেওঁলোককো গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে কি কৰে, তেওঁলোককো টেক্স দিয়ে। গতিকে তেওঁলোকো বেছিকৈ মানে ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট কৰিব নোৱাৰে আৰু প্ৰডাকশ্যনটো তেওঁলোকৰ ৰিডিউচ হয়। The government offsets these leakages by making purchases from the business sector and buying services of the household sector equal to the amount of taxes. Thus, total sales against equal production. In this way, the circular flow of income and expenditure remain in equilibrium. Okay. So, you listen to this carefully and you see the diagrams that I have given and any questions you may ask. So, all this I have given you from the book by M.L. Chingan. M.L. Chingan's book.